Episode 202. We've just wrapped up doing all of the side quests tied to Aether Currents and all of the quests chained to those quests after that. Unfortunately, all that side questing left us back here in Idleshire, and the main quest is way over there, at Matoya's Cave underneath all those rocks or something. Komori can't see over this thing. Can't even jump up on top of it. I could have started the episode over in Matoya's Cave, but I prefer to start the episode where I last left things off, or nearby. The Grand Sirs. Is this goblin... is it placed here, like... was it always here at the beginning of Heavensward, or... did they only add it in when they added in the stuff related to what's behind that door? Who knows? Guess I'm beginning this episode with a slow start, walking all the way back to Matoya's Cave. At least it's daytime. We kind of went all over this place last time, so I think we've seen everything in this area. Maybe we can peek out over the ledge here. Maybe see any sights we didn't see last time. Nothing really new. Just gotta be careful not to fall off. There could be like an invisible barrier, and there is actually. I just ran into it. Yeah, they put an invisible barrier over the water that you can't swim over. What is that building anyway, down over there? The one surrounded by this bubble. I don't actually know the reason for that. It could just be a building, but the way it's centered in that place makes it look like it's tied to the bubble. Kind of. Again, I know why the bubble is there, but... well, I don't know why the bubble is there in the first place, just like what it's used for later. I'm sure they'll explain it when we get to the later. Where's the cave? That way? Yeah, I guess the wall is slightly different near the cave. Just noticing that. Dead giveaway. It's the leaves, I see. Didn't actually notice this leafy texture. I thought it was just like a green rock wall or something. Alright, that didn't take too long. It was still a waste of time though. And where's that damn tea? Is it ready? Fine, no tea. No tea for anyone. I'm sorry, what was this quest called? Forbidden Knowledge?
'Twas some 50 years ago, shortly after Garlemald had brought all of Ilsabard under its rule. Faced with the threat of invasion, the people of Sharlayan scrambled about for a means to resist the Empire. For my part, I was tasked with developing an etheric converger.
Ah, yes, a device which draws in ether and concentrates it to produce a destructive force.
But as my research neared its end, it was denounced by the Forum, who claimed that my device was more likely to destroy us than our enemies. After that, they and I had a little falling out, and I decided to seal away all the fruits of my research lest the dunder-headed ingrates reap any benefit. Ha! Petty, I know, but gods, it was satisfying.
Do mine ears deceive? 'Twas you, was it not, who was so fond of saying that all knowledge exists to advance mankind, that how it is used depends on us?
I don't remember. Perhaps. All right, yes. It was a pet phrase of mine. And that should give you a notion of how sick and tired I was of those spineless wretches of the forum. All talk and no trousers, that lot. That's why I decided to remain behind, rather than join the Exodus.
You may have had your disagreements with my grandfather, but upon that point, your minds were as one.
With respect, Master, the fruits of your research should not be left to spoil. Will you share with us the secrets of the etheric converger?
Yeah, give us your secret knowledge. Komori loves that kind of thing. Forbidden knowledge.
Aye, I will. All the information you need is contained in a tome I wrote on the subject. But you'll have to fetch it from the forbidden section of the Great Library.
Ah, you were not exaggerating when you said that you had sealed it away. Though the city is abandoned, the library's guardians are all but certain to remain. We must needs cut a path through them. Come, let us away.
Not so fast. You don't expect that you can just waltz on in now, do you?
Alright, they're just saying the same things. Oh, the Great Library's guardian shouldn't pose any difficulty for a hero like you. But if it turns out you aren't up to the task, well then I'll know you can't be trusted with something as dangerous as an etheric ram. I'll put a pair of familiars at your disposal. One's a Barako who'll help you locate the tome. The other's that broom yonder, who will let you into the library. Well, what are you waiting for? Introduce yourself, girl. Are you going to introduce yourself to that room or not? No skin off my nose if you don't. Did they actually change around some of this dialogue for sending the frog with you? Because I know, well, we'll get to that when we get to it, but I don't think she sent the frog with you in the original version of this, the one that I played, before they added some stuff in here retroactively. Among other things, Master Matoya is an authority in familiars. After we have tended to our tasks, perhaps I shall beg her for some insights on the subject. The Great Library was more than just a repository for tomes. It also served as a center of research for countless fields of study. Fields such as the development of arcane entities, the fruits of which were employed as the library's sentinels. We must be ever on our guard. Speaking of familiar, where is our own familiar? Did I desummon it and not realize? Well, we're going to a library, so... Oh, right, because we're in like a special place. That's why the minion isn't here. Well, we'll have the minion out for as we make our way towards the library, I guess. Greetings, good madam. I am Broomsky, my lady's servant of some 50 years. May I say what an honor it is to serve you? I am given to understand you wish to enter the great Gubal library, to find it very hideous upon leaving this cave. The building will come into view shortly after you reach the collapsed bridge. I shall go and fetch my fellow familiar on my way to the entrance. When your preparations are in order, pray come and meet me there. It will be my pleasure to unlock the door for you. When they walk, they really get sweeping. It's a very effective way to clean wherever they walk around, I guess. How sentient are those brooms? Like, should we be questioning their employment as servants or whatever? I'm sure it's probably just like a mild sentient situation, like it's basically just able to voice whatever, look like they're talking but they don't actually think, right? Like that kind of AI or something. Nothing to really worry about. You still here? No. The broom with all of those memories that Matoya hates is nowhere to be found. Maybe she actually died and Sararago took that broom and laid it by her grave or something, like she asked. Died in the 5 seconds since we left the cave. And here we are, the library. It's a great library. Don't follow me. Charlians do love their libraries. And there he is. I'm not sure if this guy was like always here. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Pretty sure they just changed a few lines of dialogue and didn't really have to change much with like the characters moving around or anything. They obviously didn't have to change any voice lines. Just to make sure that Perorago would appear, well, here. Right when you needed him. Unless he was always here and I'm forgetting. I'm sorry if I forgot your presence previously, Perorago. I am Perorago, Ribbit, and it shall be my pleasure to guide you in the library. Did Perorago always guide us in the library? He might have. Maybe I just forgot. Like, they have NPCs that guide you through dungeons in later expansions, it's like a normal thing. I'm not sure if they started doing it as early as here in Heavensward, that an NPC guided you through the dungeon. Maybe. The Great Gubal Library? Whatever the reason, it boggles my mind to think that such a grand repository of knowledge could be abandoned. As a child, I would often come here, not only on Master Matoya's errands, but for my own research besides. So you know the place like the back of your hand, right? You could, like, navigate it with your eyes closed. Luckily you don't have to do that. You stand before the Great Gubal Library, one of Heidelin's foremost repositories of knowledge. Heidelin's? What does that mean? Like the god? The god's foremost repositories of knowledge? Do you mean like the planet? Because we don't call the planet Heidelin, do we? Or do they? Do they call the planet Heidelin in like some parts of the world? Because later, and I don't think this is a secret or anything, it's not like a retcon or secret knowledge, they call it Etheris later, I'm pretty sure. Maybe? Who calls it Etheris? You know what? Maybe I'm jumping the gun a bit. Maybe they don't actually call it... Well, whatever. We'll see. Alas, it has fallen into disuse since the Exodus, some summers since. In all those years, its halls have welcomed not the coming of a single soul. Its floors have not felt the loving brush of a broom. No, mine apologies, madam. Pray, pay no mind to the dreams of a humble broom. You are doubtless eager to venture within and retrieve my lady's tome. I shall unlock the door at once. When you have what you seek, pray return to the cave and report to my lady. We got the dungeon. It's a pretty cool dungeon. And luckily we don't have to wait. I wish you good fortune in your search. When you have what you seek, pray return to the cave and report to my lady. And nothing new. Okay, so, obviously, Alphinaud as the healer, Y'shtola as DPS, and we're the DPS, but who is tanking? This is what they added in, with the retconned duty support or whatever. Yeah. Perorago, the tank. He's a pretty good tank, isn't he? He looks like a mage, but he's a tank. I guess if you become a mage, then he becomes probably DPS, I assume. Probably. Like a black mage or something. But no. For us, he's the tank. Might be the best damn tank in the game. So obviously if he was actually accompanying you to the dungeon before all of this, before this retcon or whatever, he would have just been like an NPC that tells you where to go or walks alongside you. But now he's the tank. It's the best. I never did this as my main character, tanking with Perorago or letting him tank, but I get to do it now. Yeah, lead the way, Perorago. Ah, he hopped away when we tried to poke him. I guess he doesn't like it. We'll kick it off. We'll maybe take it a little bit slow during the Great Gubal Library. We could just like run ahead. Well, I guess we can't do it here because there's a wall. We don't always have to pull wall to wall just because the tanks can handle that. The NPC tanks usually have no problem. He's like a magic tank. He casts magic, but he's still the tank. It's great.
Release!
Are those noises the sentient inkhorns or are those Perorago? I think they're the inkhorns. No frog sounds like that, right? Yeah, that was the inkhorn. We'll have to keep an eye out though for books. I might have like disabled the things that let me see the books that you can read here, but hopefully I can find them. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we can recognize them by the sparkles. That's good. On Garlean Hierarchy, Volume 1. The rise of the Garlean Empire in the year 1522 of the Sixth Astral Era led to significant changes in the structure of Garlean society. This is the most evident in the adoption of titles, which serve to indicate an individual's place within the social hierarchy. Okay. It's good that we're reading this now, because I never actually learned how to do this. When did Alphinaud get this? This black carbuncle. Wasn't it like red up until just... I'll have to check the footage of when we did that fight against the goblins or something, because I don't think it was black. Anyway. I don't remember... I never actually learned, or I did learn but I forgot, how these Garlean name works, and despite like seeing so many of their names throughout so much of the stuff that happens throughout the game and later on, I never actually committed to memory or even bothered to try to remember how these work, but I'm going to do it right now and never forget. The following information was compiled with the aid of informants within the Empire and has yet to be verified. Wow, so even this kind of information is like subject to debate? Huh. I guess information travels slow when you're at war. Royalty. Zos. The Emperor. Right. Ye. Member of the royal family. In the line of succession. Yeah, we know Ye. Weir. Member of the royal family with no claim to the throne. Okay, interesting. Don't remember that one. Like, I don't remember any characters with that. Military. Vaughn. Legatus. Like... No, that was Livia Sauce Junius. Is Sauce here on this page? Yeah, there is. Who was Vaughn? I think Ritatin Vaughn? Or is it Ritatin Sauce? No, wait. It would be the Legatus. That would be like the highest, so... Was it... Yeah, Gaius von Belsar. Which one was the White Raven? Something. I don't remember what the White Raven was, like which middle name. Toll. Tribunus Laticlavius. Don't remember that one. And Sauce, like Livia. Tribunus Angusticlavius. I don't remember what these other things are. Laticlavius, Angusticlavius. It doesn't matter. Or Praefectus Castrorum. Rem. Primus Pilus or Pilus Prior. I have no idea what these things are. Quo. Primi Ordinus or Centurion. Peer. Optio Tessarius or Decurion. I'm just assuming these are like descending order. On. Or when. Duplicarius or Legionarius. Specialists. Nod. Like Sid Bloody Non-Garland. Chief Engineer or Engineer. Mal. Primus Medicus or Senior Mantitech Technician. Lux. Chief Medicus or Mantitech Technician. Kier. Senior Medicus or Senior Technician. Gem. Medicus or Technician. So it just goes order of nothing, Senior, Chief. And then Primus or Senior? And then Chief. Wait, hang on. There's Chief Engineer and then there's Chief Medicus. So I guess Chief Medicus is like either greater or equal to Mal, which is like the Chief... Or no, it would have to be greater than Lux, right? Maybe? Is there like a Primus Engineer? If there's a Chief Medicus and a Primus Medicus? Maybe not. Kinda weird, because there's a Senior Medicus, and then there's Senior Mantitech Technician, but then Mantitech Technician is above Senior Medicus but below Primus Medicus? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I'm not going to memorize all of these, but if we happen to find like a character out in the world, I can at least remember Zos, Ye, and Weir, those are the important ones. And then these ones that just sound like they're military, I guess. And then these ones that do sound like they're related to... Well, maybe it's just like bias. It just seems like they're related to medicine or technology or whatever, this Lux and Mal and Kier. Maybe they're no different from Von, Toll, Sauce, etc. Like phonetically. Other than my own bias, just reading this right now. Alright, we spent a long time reading a book that we didn't come here for. Thanks for waiting, everyone. I'm just really interested in Guardian naming conventions. I'm sure that gave everyone a lot of time to recharge their GCDs or whatever.
Focus. Release.
You basically don't want to use the drill or any other of these items that have long cooldowns. Or rather, you don't want to use your heat actions when your drill or any of these other things has a cooldown of around 11 seconds, because that's how long the heat combo takes. Any books? Sorry guys, I gotta check these books. No books. Oh, there's one. And there I go using a heat action when my drill has completed its cooldown. Well, I guess it's still better to use the AoE attack at this point. Whatever. I'm not going to be optimal even 10% of the time. Alright, Guardian Hierarchy. I'm so glad, more naming conventions. Ishtola loves it too. She's so excited she hopped up onto the table. Public officials, Lil, or is it Eel? It must be Eel, that's a capital I, right? Dictator or Princeps Senatus, Het. Consul, Praetor Tribunus Plebis. Aedilus or Quaestor. Go, we know Go, right? I think somewhere in the story? Somewhere there's a Go. Censor. I'll just have to remember that these are all public officials, not like all this plebis or censor or whatever stuff. Wait, what? Fey Unknown? Do we ever learn what that is? Is that like a special thing? Air Unknown. Dus Lichter. Or it could just be that this is one of those things that they haven't confirmed because of the war and everything and the information not being disseminated. The hierarchy extends to the general populace as well, though it is far less complex. The majority of the citizens bear the boss title, and there is a smaller group which appears to be comprised of respected artisans who have adopted the Sun title. The On title is bestowed upon the people's annexed territories and indicates that they lack even the most basic rights afforded to a citizen. However, many Guardians view this as an opportunity rather than a condemnation, as citizenship may be granted to those who have demonstrated exceptional skills, as well as those who have contributed 20 or more years of military service. Sounds like a lot of work. Can we target this carbuncle? I guess not. If we do this, or this? No. No more books. Nope, there is one more book. The big book. The Demon Tome. That's not the book we came here for. Alright, kick it off, Pararago. I couldn't quite tell if the middle was clear. It was hard to see the dark. Well, we won't get hit twice. There. This is like one of the cooler bosses. It's much cooler in Final Fantasy VII, but it's still decently cool here. Did we already fight one of these? Like in the hard mode, whatever that dungeon was? Ah, now we've got ice. We're gonna slip and slide around. We'll try not to do it. Oh, arm's length does nothing. And now we have to slide our way over. This does mean a DPS loss. For like 2 GCDs, it doesn't matter. It's hard to tell where you're inside this thing, like when the outside is safe or whatever. Because of the way it darkens the camera, I think. If I zoomed out, I'd be able to see it easily, but I just like having it closer, I guess. Thought I saw the sparkle of a book for a second. There should be more books later on. There's always more books in the Great Gubal Library. I guess I'll speed up a little bit. Come on, tank over here. I guess maybe that was a bad idea, pulling all these guys. I just want to get page 64 in. Ah, damn. That hit no one other than that one guy. I should use my heat. And my other things. We got another book. Thankfully, not more Guardian names. Essences and permutations. Oops. Chapter 1. The 6 Nativities and Myriad Creation. Oh wait, haven't we heard this before from... Wasn't this like something to do with the Thaumaturgus or something? Or like one of the riddles or something like that? Maybe. The spark of lightning ignites when it strikes, and thus fire is born. The heat of fire renders to ash all that it touches, and thus earth is born. The density of earth shuns sun and harbors cold, and thus ice is born. The armor of ice melts away, and thus water is born. The moistness of water mists and rises, and thus wind is born. The gusts and sighs of wind gather the clouds, and thus lightning is born. Chapter 2. The 3 conquests, boundless and unwavering. Earth grounds lightning. Water erodes earth. Lightning boils water. So like if we're looking at this in a hexagram formation, starting with like lightning at the top of the hexagram or whatever, and then with, for example, fire at the 2 o'clock position, and then earth at 4 o'clock, and what would it be? Ice at 6 o'clock, water at 8 o'clock, wind at 10 o'clock, and then back to lightning at 12 o'clock. What this is saying is that these 3 conquests go in like a triangle formation. So Earth, which we said was at the, for example, was lightning at the 12 o'clock, would have been at the 4 o'clock, the bottom right. And then at the bottom left, the other part of the triangle would be water, right? Yeah, water. So this relationship, this triangle relationship of like a Pokemon super effectiveness or whatever, it's sort of important in Eureka, and it might have been important back when elemental damage did something, which I think was like 1.0, but I guess it still exists in lore. Did I read this? Earth grounds lightning, water erodes earth, lightning boils water. Chapter 3, the 3 submissions, timeless and unending, the other triangle. Fire is extinguished by wind. Ice is melted by fire. Wind is obstructed by ice. So yeah, this one is kind of like, well, you would think water would defeat fire or something, but it's wind. I guess the other ones are pretty self-explanatory. Fire beats ice, and, well, ice beating wind is sort of strange, but I guess there's an argument there. The ones in the other part are like easier to work with. Earth grounding lightning, water eroding earth, and then lightning boiling water. I guess those are also like Pokemon effectivenesses. Earth beats lightning, water beats earth, and lightning boils water. Fire does nothing to wind in Pokemon. Ice is affected by fire in Pokemon, but ice does nothing to wind in Pokemon, so that's kind of my only frame of reference. Anyway, I could have been reading that book while the party was taking care of these guys. I should have done that. Tank over here. Why don't you? Please. I guess you're not going to.
Focus. Release.
Any more books? I'm gonna stop for every book that you give me, no matter what. Got this book. Rago? No. He just goes far enough to actually like grab aggro. But since he's a magic guy, he can grab aggro from a far away distance, so he doesn't actually like group up the enemies. It's my own fault. No books here? Oh, that's because it's the way forward. I didn't actually realize, like on the map. Natural history, huh? Usually when I'm running through this dungeon in like duty roulettes, however, whatever, I don't really take notice of what these rooms are holding. You got convocation, aetherology, right, that makes sense, aetherology being there. I never even noticed these things, I'm just so busy focusing on the enemies. It's pretty though. And the secret of the natural history room is the rest of the library? How would you even get here without like going through the secret passage? Maybe like from here on in, all of these books are forbidden knowledge? And out of this book comes a Minotaur. Biblos, whatever. Let's get this back. I do want to read all of their fun little comments. Right, we're in the forbidden section soon. Nope, he's invulnerable. Now comes this part. Normally these vulnerability stacks are something that mean you're doing something wrong. In this case, they're just unavoidable. Oh wait, hang on. There. Like this? There. I remember the mechanic in time. Don't stand near those. Or are you just not supposed to stand inside them? I guess so. Thought they were going to explode into a big AoE or something. Alright, this again. Alpha Node beat us to it. We didn't learn that elemental weakness in the book. Books are weak to fire. Good to know. There is no book element. What dialogue did I miss? A treatise on the New World? Did I miss that one? Shall I go back for it? No, I don't think I missed it. It might just be flavor dialogue. And here it is, the forbidden section. And I guess everything behind that hidden bookshelf, whatever, was actually the forbidden stuff. Took a lot of damage there. Ah, Skatine. We've seen this guy a lot in Palace of the Dead. I guess they did introduce Palace of the Dead during, Heavensward. Can you stun this guy to stop him from doing Void Call? He might be resistant to stun. He basically just summons these guys. At least he doesn't do the thing where he puts you to sleep, like in the dungeon, or Palace of the Dead. Any books? No books. Well, plenty of books, just none that we're interested in, apparently. Any enemies I want to aggro on? Guess not. Alright, we got a book. And a chest. Beauty is ephemeral, but it needn't be. My lady Amandine knows this well. Lovely creature that she is. This is Amandine. Wasn't that like in one of the... in Hawk Manor? Maybe? I think so. Either the normal mode or the hard mode. Like the big succubus. Void Scent. It's always Void Scent. Komori hates Void Scent, but she'll read this nonetheless. Would that I could have the genuine article in my keeping, but alas, I shall have to settle for a pale imitation. The vessel is not quite up to my usual standards, but beggars can't be choosers, as they say. I washed and anointed it per the instructions, then secured it to the bed with chains. I wouldn't want her to get ideas above her station, oh no. How lascivious. It's a good thing Komori has decent reading skills. She can now read erotica. She's unlocked an entirely new world. Does she like it? I think she does. Maybe her opinions are turning on Void Scent starting now. Gods, just the thought of it is enough to get my blood pumping. I can hardly wait to welcome my beloved succubus into this world. I've decided that Komori is using this little excursion as an excuse to practice reading. Oh, there's a lot of these. Come over here, Perorago. Or just stay there. Yeah, that's fine. And while the boss music is playing, there is one more book right there. I think I got them all. Who knows? What are these marks on the wall anyway? This, whatever that is. The tentacles. So many tentacles. And the sound of it writhing on the bed. Gods, just listening to it is agony. I've made a terrible mistake. A follow-up to that previous book. I don't know, it sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I'm sure Komori likes the thought of it, not that she'd ever tell anyone. We'll put a pin in that one, a pin in that book. A bookmark or whatever. We want to remember that for lore later. Like way later, if we ever get to it. Ishtrola wants to finish it, so let's finish it. Oh right, that marker puts those things down. Seal these. A lot of players online don't seal these. It might be hard to do it with the NPCs that don't behave like people do. I don't know, is it harder to predict a person or harder to predict an NPC? If you don't seal those, then it just summons more ads. And these take 2. So I guess we're paired with Alfie node? Or no, they're not pairing up, they're... I see. They're kind of relying on us. Hopefully we're fast enough. We kind of went about this in a inefficient way, but we made it. Kind of interesting that the NPCs take it like that and leave it to the player. I guess that does preserve player agency pretty well in that. It makes it so that the NPCs don't just resolve the mechanic on their own, the player actually has to do work. And like recognize what they're doing. I like that. No. Okay, no way. The NPCs are good at this. They know what to do. Yeah, this is what I was expecting them to do last time, that they can run over. Do you want to do it, Ishtola? I guess she wasn't going to do the limit break. I was kind of counting on her. She did that super kill move with the goblins or whatever. Wanted to see her do it again. Alright, we found our forbidden knowledge, or at least it should be here, I guess, presumably. But more importantly, Komori found the forbidden knowledge of erotica. This will impact her greatly. Not really. Maybe? Probably not. Oh, we get something for this? What element is this? The book. What is even left? Fire and... What is that, water? Why the water one? Or is that ice? I can't imagine why either one of those makes sense for this location. Or that boss.
So this is the tome. Excellent. Let us take it to Master Matoya at once.
Alright, that took longer than I expected. I guess because I was, as I committed to, taking it slow. Not like wall-to-wall pulls, and also reading the books really slowly too. Kind of musing on each one of them. Normally those dungeons only take like 20 minutes, it almost took the entire episode. It's a good thing I did this at the beginning of an episode. And I guess this route connects back into the forelands, or not the forelands, the first half of the hinterlands. Just through some cliffs that you can't jump back up. Until you can fly, which we're about to unlock. Which also means I guess we're pretty much done with the area. Once you unlock flying, you're more or less done with the area. Alright, we're back, Matoya. It was great practice for Komori, reading and all that, but she probably can't read the high-level stuff still, like this book of yours, which is probably filled with a bunch of technical knowledge and jargon and probably some mathematical formulas in there or something. Ahem. Despite how it may have sounded, I do not exaggerate when I say it was a tremendous learning experience to observe one of Master Matoya's familiars. The insights I acquired, I shall put to good use. What, for your carbuncle or something? Is that like something that you can funnel into your technique of summoning it? Do you like make a better carbuncle that way? Maybe. What about you, Ishtola? Did you enjoy our trip to the library? Did you read a lot of good books? What? You're saying you didn't read any? Why not? Well, it's fine. As expected, the library was rife with dangers, but full glad I am that I could accompany you. Depending on her mood, Master Matoya may well have forced some of us to stay behind to help her repair her sentinels. With her, there's simply no telling. Oh wait, was that like the original story? Like why... Like how Heavensward was originally written so that you would go in with a party of adventurers and not Alfinote and Ishtola? Because there was no duty support back then? That kinda sounds like it. I take it you found the tome. Well, let's see it then. Aye, this is it all right. I must say, the experience brought back memories. Just like the old days, you still send people into the thick of danger, as if it were nothing more than a mundane errand. But we were able to accomplish our task thanks to Perorago. He is an eminently capable familiar, a creation worthy of the great Master Matoya, and to simply witness him in action gave me a better understanding of arcane entities. Should the opportunity present itself, I should very much like to employ this knowledge for the betterment of mankind. Create a new variety of carbuncle, perhaps. Don't get ahead of yourself, boy. Louisoir's grandson or no, it'll take another decade under me before you can call yourself a scholar. And a deal more than that to make you a scholar worth a damn. As you may have gathered, Master Matoya is not easily impressed. Indeed. Ahem. So, shall we examine the tome? This probably launches into a cutscene, right? Shall I accept the experience here, or... Damn it, it wasn't a cutscene. I wanted the experience under my Black Mage, but... Oh well, it's fine. Well, we have flying now. What do we want to do with that first? Well, we can do it after we finish up the story here, I guess. That's just the same, and... yeah. Once we have, or now that we have flying, right, it would just be over here, so there's not really much to go see right now. I know there's like one section over here that's worth checking out. It would have been nice to end the episode there, but... nah, let's just end it right here. It's getting pretty late anyways. We never did get that tea. And we probably never will. Even if she did bring out tea, she'd probably just dangle it in front of her guest's face and then drink it all herself. She seems like that kind of host. Now would be a good time to take a break.